boundaries. This is a snow weekend. Well, at least it is for me because I'm in the Atlanta, Georgia area. Where are you looking in from or coming in from, and what's the weather like there? Now, see, here's the thing about it. Atlanta hasn't had snow in probably about seven years, right? Well, we got snow. I woke up the other morning and I looked out the window, and I don't usually get up that early, but I looked out the window when the sun was coming in and I saw snow. And I thought, I woke my husband up. I was like, there's snow outside. There's snow outside. We haven't seen snow. And I have my parents in Maryland and Ohio, and both of them are calling me saying, you guys have any snow? We're concerned about you. And one of the things you have to understand is if you're from the north, northeast, or something like that, you know how to handle your business in snow. You just know how to do it, and that's what I do, even though I'm very cautious. See, the first day of snow was yesterday, and I knew that I was not going to go out. I wasn't going out, so I made sure I had everything I needed. Now, I didn't go grabbing milk and bread because I don't like bread and I don't drink milk. So, isn't it funny? You know, there are people out there who get bread and milk and they take it all out of the stores and they don't even drink it, they don't even eat it, but they got it because they had to have it. They panicked, right? I don't need to panic. If you do your shopping every day or every week, then you don't have to worry about panicking and pick stuff up because you already got stuff. And then if you don't have it, just be creative with what you got, right? Don't panic because there's snow. I know there's people who aren't used to snow, so they think, oh, I don't know how long I'm going to be in. Well, the thing about Atlanta is the weather, even though it's still cold, it's like 35 degrees, the roads are clear, so you can still do things. You just got to be careful when you're driving. Don't think you can drive on slick roads like you do when they're dry. So anyway, I wanted to come in to pop in for a minute because it's a snow day. And what do we do when we have a snow day or a snow weekend? We get some stuff done, right? So guess what I'm doing? I'm painting, and I'm painting my new podcast room. Because I indicated earlier, I was not in a place where I could I did my podcasting, but it was just kind of impromptu wherever I could do it because I didn't have the specific room identified. Well, because our son moved out, our last son in the house, we are now empty nesters. I took over his room, and now it's going to be my podcast room. Not the whole thing. It's going to be my office, my craft room, and it's also going to be my podcast room. So I'm excited. So what I'm doing is I'm painting this and getting it all ready, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But I just wanted to pop in here for a minute because I want to know what you're doing on snow day. What are you doing on snow weekend? If you decide to take the whole weekend because of the snow, if you're stuck in snow or there's snow outside, what are you doing? What have you done creatively? Or what are you doing that you've never had time to do before or you never took the time to do before? That this is a great time to do it. So what am I doing? I got my roller in and I'm painting. And here's something I wanted to say. I have my husband, I make sure he's not here. Yeah. I have my husband in here painting with me, right? Have you ever had someone to paint with you and they just don't paint the same way that you do? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, my husband wants to help me paint, right? There's some things when it comes to setting boundaries that you just kind of let go. I could easily say to him, no, don't paint that. I'll do that because you don't do it the way that I do it, or because you get paint in different areas, or you don't have this line going the same way. But I thought, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything at all. When he leaves the room, I'll just go over it. Because some arguments aren't worth having, right? So I let him do some of the things, but only the things that I know that I can go back over. He's very helpful in the areas that, some things that I don't really want to do, but I do it anyway because I'm kind of like a perfectionist, very meticulous when I'm doing work, especially painting. And his eyesight doesn't give in to him being that meticulous. He can't see a lot of the spots and everything, so I kind of just let him do what he wants to do, and then I just go ahead and go over it. So just think about it when it comes to people doing things with you, like partnering with people, like having teams of people, especially if you're a husband and a wife. There's different strengths that you each have. So we don't want to knock the strengths that our partner has, but we also don't want to make feel bad about the strengths that he doesn't have or she doesn't have that we do. So we don't want to get in an argument about it. Let's just pick our fights, right? That's exactly what I'm doing. Whenever it comes to setting boundaries, you want to make sure you're very mindful of the person that you're setting that boundary with, and whether it's something that's even worth setting or something that you can get by with. So this month, I've been since the month, since 2025, which is this year. We're like what, in our third week? Are we in the third week or in the second week? Anyway, I don't know, because I've been so productive this month because I started last month and I've just been so productive this month. But this month I've had a couple interviews of authors, newly published authors. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to make January the month of interviewing published authors that really got a story to tell, because I want you to hear about their books, about their life, about their trials, about their victories. And so the last 2 weeks, you'll go and you'll see that I've had a couple of really, really dynamic, phenomenal author women. And then I've got another one coming up this week. But you know, this month, January, has 5. It has 5 weeks in it. I get 5 weeks this month. So I thought, I've got 5 authors to do, right? Well, guess what? One of those out there is me. So I have a book, and I thought, you know what, why not talk about it? But let me tell you about the one I'm really excited about. The podcast I'm going to do, the episode is going to be about personalities in setting boundaries. Do you feel like maybe your personality doesn't warrant you being able to set boundaries the way that you'd like to? You might be screaming inside that there's a boundary that you want to set, but then when it starts to come out, it doesn't come out right, or it doesn't come out at all. And that could be because of your personality. So I want to talk about the different personalities and how to set boundaries with different personalities. You've got the A-type personality, you've got the phlegmatic, you've got the sanguine, you've got the melancholy. These are different personalities. And if you know your personality, this is going to be great for you to listen to. Now, the other thing is, if you don't know your personality, this is also going to be great to listen to, because I'm going to help you to understand what your personality is, what are some of the characteristics, what are some of the behaviors that you do, so that you can identify your personality. And then I'm going to share with you different things you can do to ensure that your boundaries are not only communicated, but that your boundaries are respected. All right? That's going to be awesome. In the meantime, we've got authors coming on, sharing their stories, and then I'm going to share mine from my book. My book is I Had a Twin, Disrupting the Cycle of Childhood Traumas. And this is a book about my twin sister who passed away. She took her life back in 2021. So it tells the story about that and why it's so important to sever the ties, or how to say, disrupt the cycle of childhood traumas. And then I have another book that's coming out. I'm in the process of getting that published, but I'll tell you more about that later. So make sure you are tuning in to the different Let's Talk Boundaries podcast, so you can get a glimpse of the different authors that we have showcased in Let's Talk Boundaries this month of January. And then I'm going to be sharing with you, again, the different personalities and how different personalities become successful at setting the boundaries that they need. Bet you never thought about different personalities, did you? And you probably thought, well, there's one personality that's probably really good at setting boundaries. Well, you'll find out. You'll find out, because they're all good at setting boundaries. You just got to know which personality you are, so that you can hone into that personality and not try to set it like somebody else, because that could really go haywire. That could really backfire on you. So I just want to take a minute and share what I'm doing on this snow weekend, what I chose to do. I chose to do some things that I knew that I needed to do, I needed to get done. And what about you? What do you need to do that you need to get done? Go ahead, get it done, get it out of the way, because it's a brand new year. If you maybe need to clean out your closet, clean out the drawers, take some clothes to Goodwill, you know you ain't gonna get in that dress no more. You ain't gonna get in that pair of pants no more. I can't even tell you how many boxes I just sent off to Goodwill, because I know I'm not getting in there again. And I'm not even gonna fool myself. As I got older, I thought, wow, I need to lose like 30 pounds. And like, 30 pounds, that's what I was 30 years ago. So let's get real about it. Let me just make sure I look good in what I do wear, right? I'm not going to be killing myself. At my age, I'm not killing myself trying to look good for nobody but myself and my husband. That's it. That is it. So happy New Year. I know we're in the middle of January, but I just want to tell you happy New Year, and that you are excited about the things that you have planned for 2025, and that you are taking advantage of the time that you have right now if you're stuck in snow, and that you're doing something that's beneficial for you moving forward. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. This is Pamela Byrd, your boundaries coach, and stay tuned. And you know what? Also subscribe to Let's Talk Boundaries. And I also have this podcast available on Podbean and also Spotify as well as YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe wherever you can, because wouldn't it be sad if you missed any of the information that I shared with you as it relates to setting boundaries, no matter who you are, no matter what your personality is. All right, until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful weekend, even if it is snowing. Take care. Bye-bye.